So, story time on how my baby daddy kept cheating and thought I was going to stay because we had a baby. I'm going to start from the beginning
was murdered with a shotgun,
until it ended.
with a blackout rifle.
But bear with me because it's going to take some time. Y'all ready?
We ready.
So I'm going to start from the beginning. Me and my baby daddy met in the ending of 2020 on Facebook at that. We had mutual friends, mutual people. He knew like my peoples, and I knew his. So we exchanged numbers, and that's where it started. So happened at the time, we lived like 5 minutes away from each other. So one day I had decided to go see him, and when he dropped the low, it said 6 minutes away. So that was another plus for me. So after that, you know, we grown, we linked, and
It ain't nothing like when they drop the low and they right up the street. That shit is fire. I'm trying to tell y'all.
vibe. Like, I won't lie. I enjoy his company. He enjoyed mine. We used to see each other every day, literally every day. And shit was going good. Don't get me wrong. Like, in the beginning, it was good.
Your aura.
I had just like got out of a relationship, so like the vibe we had, we kicked it. Like, I go to his house. He wasn't coming to my house at that time. I would just go over there. My kids used to be like, what the hell my mama spending the night to every night? Because I literally would go over there every night and then come back home in the morning to take them to school. And then, you know, start my day. And at that time, I had left my other job. So I was working like this job from home. And then I decided to go back to school. So, like, everything was just all over the place. And he was like my comfort at the time, and we was enjoying each other, little company every day. Like, that was like my love. I ain't had to pack no spend the night bag because it was like literally around the corner, but I used to spend the night there every night. So we'll chill. He's a night owl, so he'll be up all night and sleep during the day. So like our time of linking, it was at nighttime, but it, like, we really wasn't going to sleep. Like, we'll be up looking at TV. He'll be cleaning his house. It was like everyday thing. It was like the norm for me. And we'll just be chilling. Then when it's time to get up and take my kids to school, I take them to school, and then sometimes I go back to his house, or I come home and I go to sleep. We was vibing for a couple of months, and I was just against letting any man like come around my kids, because I had 3 kids at the time, and I was just like over that. I was like, I don't want no more men around my kids. I ain't bringing no man around my kids. You know, we just gonna leave it like that. So, you know how you just be locked in with a person. But what happened was, I ended up having surgery. So, and it was just like God's work. The day before my surgery, me and him was in the car, and the car broke down. So my best friend had came and picked us up, and like, I had to get my car towed, and the man had to fix the car. But the next day I had to go to surgery. Like, I had my surgery scheduled already. So after the day of the surgery, I was, you know, like bedbound. I was home. I couldn't like move around or whatever. So I ended up getting my car fixed, and he was like the person that would like drive me around everywhere I had to go. Take me to my appointments, like stuff like that. You know, we vibe, and then that's when we really like started locking in, because at this time I wasn't going to his house. Like, he was coming over to mine. So, you know, he locked in good with the kids. Well, not at the beginning, but he like, you know, he started introducing himself. I guess he wanted to like come around my kids and stuff. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, this to go then. You know, he younger than me at that too. I forgot to mention that. Like, I'm older than him by 6 years. So, you know, we was vibing, chilling. And then after the surgery, like a couple of months later, I started back working again at the post office. So, you know, those days long, like in the beginning, like it was just crazy. Like my hours was crazy or whatever, but still we still on a good track. Like nothing was like really like sparking, or like I ain't had no red flags at all. Like it was nothing like would have steered me in a direction that we was gonna go through shit like later on down the line. You know, but they always say them men be good with fooling you, but that young nigga definitely did that to me. So finally, I'm working, but before I started working, I had to get my 4 wisdom teeth pulled. So I got them pulled, and my face was all swollen. Like my first week of work, like I looked like a fucking blowfish. But you know, we still locked in. We good. Everything going good. Now it reversed from me going to his house every night to him being at my house. So he at my house every day. He still paying all his bills. He working. He paying all his bills at his house. So as months go by, his mama started noticing that he was never home. So she like, why is you paying bills over there and you never at the house? And then at one point too, he used to put grocery in his house and everything in there would go bad because he never was there. So she was like, why you keep spending money in a place that you don't even like, you just to come there clean up, and it don't really be nothing to clean because it was just him living there by himself. Come clean and then leave. Come back to my house. Here, get him some clothes and come back to my house. Then you start noticing too when a man like have a whole bunch of clothes in your house, so you gotta wash his clothes and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, you know. I was open for it though. So once his mama like started saying it, like putting it in his head, you know, he ran across me, and I was just like, you know, like I'm all for my nigga when I'm with him, like I'm all for it. So I'm like, you know, that is true. You paying like over $1,000 every month, just on rent, and you not living there. You could stack your money up, you feel me, and then find you somewhere else to stay later on down the line. You know, the plan was just like to move with me for a little bit, you know, to like stack your money up and then, you know, venture off. But you know, that ain't how things go. Things don't never go as planned. So fast forward, like a couple of months later, he ended up putting all his stuff in storage, and you know, just like basically bringing like his clothes, shoes, and he had a whole bunch of shit. So that's some of that stuff had to really go to storage for real. But he ended up bringing like his clothes to the house or whatever. Still, I'm open for it. So we locked in like 2 pit bulls. Like it's us. So now it's like you in the house with me and my kids, and you know, we in our little relationship. We going good, everything going good. Birthdays, holidays pass, we celebrate. You know, we like one. Then you know how like some men be like, shit be so too good to be true. So he like, I know you an older chick, you know, and I know it's niggas that be want to fuck with you, but like I never thought that he was gonna try to go through my phone. So one night, this motherfucker went through my phone. I had no idea he went through my phone though. So we got into a little small argument. It was something, I don't remember exactly what it was about, but we got an argument, and he brought up niggas that I was talking to. Now I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this bitch went to my phone. It ain't funny, but it's like you don't be like, I would expect the women to like be going through the phones, but he went through my phone. He went through Instagram, Facebook. Like, the shit had got big. We was literally like fighting, and I was like, bro, I can't breathe. And he was like, that's how I felt when I went through your fucking phone.
Ladies, let me know and fellas as well. Let me know in the comments. Do you think a man looking through your phone is weird? She like, oh, I would have expected a lady. Like, why you don't expect that nigga to go through your phone? Like, me personally, I will go through your phone. I need to know if I gotta get rid of a bitch immediately. You feel me? Like, I need to know how I need to deal with you. So, okay, I see she doing this. Okay, even if I don't say nothing, okay, I see she do this. I'm going to deal with her like this from now on. I'm that type of nigga. I need to know what you think. I'm just going to be around this bitch giving you this, giving you that, spending money on you, and nigga, you in the motherfucking messages in the DMs and Instagram talking to other niggas saying thank you to other niggas. Fuck is you think this shit is? Fuck is you like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I don't see nothing wrong with what my boy did, but some girls see that, oh, that's little dick behavior. That's sassy behavior. You say what the fuck you want to say. I need to know if I need to get rid of you and how I need to deal with you from now on. If we locked in like that. She say we locked in like two pit bulls. Obviously not, because she talking to other niggas. So if he did cheat, man, I feel you, bruh. Shit, you call her first, bruh. Straight up.
So boom, y'all. So after he go through my phone or whatever, you know, us women and our intuition, it just steered me to be like, okay, well, if he went through my phone, let's see what Mr. Man got going on. And we gonna call
Of course. Like, of course.
Mr. Man Batman because he never came home at night. So one day we was like up drinking, playing like games and stuff, and he not a drinker, so I played like I was drunk and he was drunk for real. And I went through that phone. Baby, the way he started sending that little ping ping to everybody in, like he was just like on go. After that, I guess he say, "Oh,
See?
this hoe want to play with me?
Yeah.
I'm out here."
You
He
open the
started
door.
texting all
She opened the door, y'all. She did. You know? Like, come on, y'all.
type of girls, and he was sending his little dingling to them, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" So cool. After that, we had like a little bump in the road, cause now it's like we both got trust issues. He don't trust me, and I don't trust him. But what he seen in my phone, it wasn't even really nothing to trip too bad about. It was just like people that was like texting me or responding to like a story or something. It wasn't like no, they was texting my phone or we was linking or nothing like that. It was just like, you know, like entertainment stuff. But you know, I guess they feel like a cheat is a cheat.
For sure. I don't give a fuck whether you meet up with a nigga or not. That replying, hearting, liking niggas' pictures, all that shit, that's just an opening. You might as well. That's how I feel. Shit. You might as fucking well. Like, because you damn near, you on the edge. You know how you do jump rope? It's like you one foot in, 1 foot out. You feel me? Like when you getting ready to jump, when a motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Or whatever. But I'm not no cheater. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. So after the trust issues became like a problem, he felt as if like social media was the main cause. So we both agreed to deactivate our social media. Me being so loyal, this fuck nigga halfway loyal. So I deactivated mine.
Come on, you
He
started it
deactivated
though.
his. But me just thinking from a nigga's perspective, I'm like, you know what? Let me log in one of my cousins' shit, cause they was his friend too. And I finna see if he really, like, for real. He had it deactivated for a little while, but I guess he had to beat that 30-day mark so that they don't delete his page. I slipped, lost all my hoes. So now I'm mad because I'm like, this bitch really logged back on social media when we had a truce. Like, this was our agreement. You stop being on social media and I'm gonna stop being on it. I was doing it, but I wasn't logged in from my page. But something in my stomach, in my guts, told me to look for my cousin page to see if he was like back logged in. And when I looked, he had just posted a story like 2 something in the morning and was like, oh, with the eyes or something like that. So I'm like, this fuck nigga always looking for attention. So after that, you know me, like I suck at holding stuff in. I don't know how to like let stuff go. Like, I'm an adult, so we finna talk about this. So with him, his thing was every time something he didn't want to discuss, he want to beat me getting mad. That sucker shit. So I was like, you know, if you want to be single, then be single, because you can't be single, well, doing single shit and you in a whole relationship. Now this before the baby. So this was like the ending of 2021, I would say. So now we like a year in already. So now, okay, so he seen that pissed me off about him logging in Facebook or whatever. So now, he was on his like makeup to me type thingy or whatever. So it became like we talked more, we sat down more, like, and discussed stuff. Like, I guess he was still in his learning phase. But really talking with him was like shit was going in one ear, not the other, because he was talking about it, but that's just like reading the book and really not understanding it. Like, shit wasn't sinking in with him. Like, we'll talk about everything, my problems with him, his problems with me. I work on fixing it. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but I was still sticking around just cause. So me being the person that I am, I know like my patience and when it's running low with a person and when I'm getting tired or whatever. So I had already told him, I'm like, I'm like getting sick of this. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like, I'm tired of it and I'm not finna keep going through this with nobody, because you shouldn't even have to tell a man how to treat you or like hold his hand or guide him on how to treat you. If he don't know how to do it, somebody else will know what to do with you. So now I guess he on his road to redemption. So we working things out and everything was okay. We had little minor arguments here and there. So January of 2022, I told him, because it was like after that happened, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like a little breach of trust. I wasn't feeling it like at all. And I told him that I didn't want to be in a relationship no more. Like, I just rather be by myself. So he packed his stuff and he left my house. But it was like for a day or two. It wasn't long or whatever, but he left. So we ended up having like a little brief conversation after that happened, and he ended up coming back home. So now in the mix of all this madness, Valentine's Day come, he always did his big one when it came to like birthdays, holidays, like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, like stuff like that. He always did, like, he did it big. So he did his big one or whatever. And I kind of like drug with his gift because I really wasn't feeling him, y'all. So after that, I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess he ain't gonna leave me alone. I guess whatever, we gonna make it work or whatever. So months go by. Well, like weeks go by. I'm like feeling sick. But like, I'm not thinking nothing of it because, mind you, my daughter was 12 at the time. I hadn't been pregnant. I never tried to get pregnant, like, since I had her. So, like, me being pregnant never crossed my mind. It was so bad because, like, I had an app, like a period tracker app. And, once you get in-house, like, you don't have to be logging, like, the last time you had sex and all that because, like, this somebody that you living with. So, I kind of wasn't, like, keeping up with my period. Whenever it came on, like, I wasn't thinking about getting pregnant or whatever. But, of course, we doing grown-up stuff. So, when I finally, I got to work one day, and I was so sick, and one of my coworkers was like, you pregnant? I'm like, hell no, girl, what the fuck? Like, no. So when she said it, I'm like, wait, hold up. I went to Walgreens, that's right next door to my job, and I got 2 pregnancy tests, and I took them. Both of them came back negative. So I'm like, whew. So mind you, I hadn't even logged in my app. So when they said I wasn't pregnant, I'm like, okay, good. Like, whatever. So I still was like, had this queasy feeling in my stomach, like I couldn't keep nothing down. And I'm not a sickly person. Like, I don't never get sick like that. So now I look in the app to see, like, damn, let me see when my period's supposed to come on. That shit was in gray. It said time for a pregnancy test. I almost fell the fuck out. I was like, unbelievable. So now the app says time for a pregnancy test. So I take another one. And this time that shit came back positive. So like, I'm like, oh my God. I just couldn't believe it because I had been pregnant in so long. So I'm just like, I'm thinking like, oh no, I can't get pregnant. Like, and I know it was nothing wrong with my reproductive system, but I'm just thinking like, oh, it's been so long, child. It's probably spider webs, son. I don't know. I ain't think that I could get pregnant. So after that, I'm like, oh man. And then now it's like, okay, now I gotta schedule a doctor's appointment to go to the doctor. But I hadn't told him because I was still like unsure what I want to do with him and if I wanted to keep a baby and if I wanted to be in a relationship to start this whole baby shit all over again because my daughter was 12 years old.
No, it's not. I looked. Let me check. I did. Thanks. What is this? You better stop doing that before I tell Crystal. You should tell her talking about you so fine with me. What? Really? Yes, really. Your people's pregnant? Now my dog said you can't get one at 3 months. I said could. So I guess they talking about. I don't know what they talking about. That's why you shouldn't be popping up to my house at 4 a.m. You got a whole bae, but won't leave me alone. Bae, don't start. I don't know what's going on here. I'm dead ass serious, so don't pop up to my house unannounced. That's supposed to be unannounced. Anymore. I don't care if I don't answer my phone. I'm single. You the one in a relationship. They call me. Get my jit something. Wait, what's this? Oh, these are the messages that he's sending the girls. Oh shit. Oh shit, look at this. Oh my god, nut all over me. Fuck. What the hell is they talking about in here? It's so beautiful and perfect. Wow. Oh my god. What the hell? I feel like mommy was is you like that? What? Oh my god, I don't know. What's going on here? My boy freaky as hell in them Instagram messages.
After I found out I was pregnant, things kind of like took a little turn. Not for the worse, but it's just like it was more mental than anything because now I'm just like, okay, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna figure out how this parenting thing gonna go with us. This was his first child. This was number 4 for me. So it's kind of like a agree to disagree. So I wasn't gonna have no abortion from my previous experience, but that's another story for another day. And I was just like, okay, whatever, however it go. Like if me and him don't work out, I know how to raise my baby by myself or whatever. So we get into March of 2022, this around his birthday time, and we planned a trip. We went to New York and we enjoyed ourselves or whatever. For the most part, I couldn't really drink or like turn up too much, but it was a nice experience. Excuse me, y'all, but it's hot. So after the whole pregnancy thing or whatever, we I was kind of like standoffish, because stress during pregnancy, it enhances chances of difficulties with the baby or whatever. So I try to not stress as much as possible. But that's when Mr. Man went to like turning up. I was 5 months pregnant. We got into a little fight or whatever because I didn't want to give him my car. After you start experiencing all the disrespect, I'm like, okay, well, my car was the way he was getting around to doing all type of stuff. So now I'm cutting the motherfucking plug, bitch. Now I'm pulling the motherfucking plug out the wall. Now you don't have a way to disrespect me. You will not be using my car to pull up on the bitch. It shouldn't be a reason why you going to get a haircut and you hiding condoms in my car. So Now my car is not to be used by you. You can't use it. I don't give a fuck how you get around. I don't care if you got to get on the bus, if you got to catch 2 buses. My car is not for your use anymore. So that became an argument. We got into a big argument. And he didn't put his hands on me, but what he did was the nastiest shit ever. He spit in my kids' food. Like, well, he didn't know it was for the kids, so let me take that back. I was cooking, and he spit.
Oh my God, that is come on. He didn't know it was a kid's food. All right, but why are you spitting in food?
In the food. So now I turned into a fucking maniac. I went crazy on his ass, and he called his mom. His mom called me, and we talked on the phone, but I had left my house. So she was just telling me to like calm myself down, don't stress the baby out. That was the main thing. And she was basically just saying like, you know, I gotta rid the problem because he's the problem. So by the way, mom was always team me. Like, she never went against like her son, but she just never sided with him when he was wrong. You know, you got some parents that right or wrong, they be on their kid's side. You know, she was a woman first. So she just was basically telling me like, I gotta get
Shout out to moms, man. Wrong is fucking wrong.
that shit from around my kids. I gotta stop doing that because it's not healthy for me or for the kids. And that was what I had in mind to do. So his mom, she came to my house. She got a U-Haul truck, and she packed all his shit, and she took every piece of thing that he could have possibly had at my house. She took it from there, and she told me as a woman that I better cut ties. We'll deal with the baby when the baby here, when the baby make it here. But she was just like, leave him the fuck alone because it's only gonna get worse. This her child now that she talking about. So apparently she knows some shit in some ways that I had no idea what the fuck I was getting myself into. So of course, me just being the woman that I am, you know, I'm always trying to give a dad a second chance when it comes to like parenting and being in a child life. So of course, his mom was telling me to like cut all ties with him, and then the baby will see him when he turned 18. But I'm just like, nah, I can't do that. Like, I didn't want him to miss the most important things of his first son, his first child life, you know, far as like the birth of him, baby shower, you know, all the little good things that you don't get a second chance for doing. So, you know, even though what his mom was saying was true, but it's just like in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, I can't do that shit. Like, hell no, I'm gonna let him be there during the delivery. And then of course, like when I was planning the baby shower and everything that we had going on with the baby shower, I actually included him in it. I didn't like exclude him. So of course he knew of everything. And the baby shower was basically planned on my birthday because I was pregnant on my birthday. So I had a scheduled induction for my son for Halloween, and I talked to his mom. His mom didn't agree with it because she was just like, no, we can't let that baby be born on Halloween. That's the devil's birthday, blah blah blah. You know, she's very she have her own way of thinking, and I love my son's grandma. She is like a breath of fresh air when it comes to like her grandson, and she just like a woman, you know, and I love that because God knows, you know, you have different experiences with different mothers, and I won't say all is pleasant, but that's another story for another day also. So after Halloween was a no for his induction, they rescheduled it for November 3rd. So November 3rd, I get ready to check into the hospital. They ain't got no beds. So now basically they put me on standby, saying that like one of the charge nurses would call me when they have an available bed for them to start the induction. Being that it wasn't an emergency, they wasn't gonna get me in. So happened I went and lay back home forcibly because I was tired of being pregnant. I was 39 weeks and 5 days, so I was ready to have him. I drank me some castor oil, and I ate high now foods, and What them things is it figs? No, it's not figs. I don't know. But whatever I took, because I Googled everything to to induce my labor, and it worked within like 2 hours. I drank some hibiscus tea too. It worked. Not hibiscus. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's raspberry leaf tea. One of them. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Y'all take notes.
So I took those ingredients, and like within 2 hours, I was in labor. Mind you, um, he had left the house to go somewhere. I don't know what it was to do, but it was something quick, and he ended up having to come right back because I told him I had to hurry up and get to the hospital because I felt it, and I knew like I was having contractions. They was too close, and I was telling him to hurry up. So he ended up coming back to the house. We went to the hospital, whatever. My baby was born the next day, November 4th, at 8:50 that night. I had a long labor, so miserable. So he ended up we leave the hospital. Now I can't drive, I can't leave, so of course I had to let him use my car again because he was going to work. Um, he was on his little road to redemption too because he started working 2 jobs and he knew the baby was coming soon, so he was just trying to make a quick change. But you know, everything that be too fast, be in a rush, and it don't be right. So, um, we home. He went to work allegedly, and I didn't see him after that for 4 days. I'm home with a 3-week-old baby, and this bitch ran away. He left in my car. He threw his phone in the river, um, and he disappeared off the grid of 4 days. I don't know if he mentally checked out or whatever the fuck it was, but the same thing he had on when he left the house was his work uniform. It's the same thing he had on when we found him 4 days later. And I'm telling you, this was a manhunt for a grown ass man. He literally was on a manhunt for him. An Amber Alert for a fucking grown up. I'm up with a newborn baby looking for a grown ass man.
All right. She said, I sent my last message. Let me pause it here. It says, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to leave you alone, but before I do, I'll tell you why I care so much. Last year was rough for me, and you kind of helped me get over it. From our talks to just having good sex, I couldn't help how I felt. Blank getting, I think this is supposed to be his name. Blank getting mad at every little thing you did, but it was me that only felt this way. I respected everything about you. Damn it. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. I respected everything about you, and you still can't even lay up with, and I still can't even lay up with another man, but I know I'll get over it. You dismiss me and deal with me whenever you want, and I accepted that, but that's neither here nor there. But I'll still say I love you because I do, but I will not bother you again. Okay. This relationship was just fucked up after I guess he seen the messages in her phone, man. After that, it was pretty much over. So, shit, hopefully he in his kid's life now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to moms, because what's right is right and wrong is wrong. Moms already knew what was going on. Shout out to moms, because most moms, especially with their sons, you feel me, they gonna protect their kids. They gonna protect their goddamn son. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to moms. But this relationship was pretty much over when she was he looked through her phone and she was talking to other niggas and shit, man. That shit was pretty much over with. Even though she say it wasn't like that, like I'm pretty sure it wasn't cheating, but like I say, man, when it's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, man. If you liking niggas stories and shit, like that's just you automatically kind of like, like if you got a man and you liking other nigga stories, you liking other nigga pictures. Me personally, I feel like that's a violation, and I'm not gonna stand for that shit either. But my boy stayed around and he just said, shit, you gonna do what you do. I know how to deal with you. I'm about to go fuck with the hoes. You know what I'm saying? But, that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But, hopefully he can be in this son's life or daughter life. I don't know if she had a son or a daughter, like his kid's life and shit. Yeah. Like I say, that shit was over with because I caught you, baby. I caught you. And what y'all think, man? Fellas, ladies, what y'all think? going through somebody else's phone. I mean, going through a woman's phone. What do y'all think about that? I told you what I think about it. I need to know if I gotta get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that like I'm gonna be trying to go through your phone, but shit, if the opportunity presents itself, and I see it one day, and you my girl, you're my girl, and the opportunity presents itself one day, and I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck that shit. I'm gonna look through that motherfucker. Okay, oh, I see how she going. Oh, I can't, man. I gotta get rid of this bitch. Straight up. You feel me? Y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments below, though, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me as always. Boy Ray. Big play.